Have you noticed how hard it is to get into the temple to do baptisms for the dead? It's easier to get in to do the other work at the temple, but man, because of the popularity, it is hard still to schedule appointments. And so as a result, a lot of people aren't going and partaking in that wonderful experience. So in this video, I'm going to show you 3 simple techniques you can do to better your chances of getting a reservation. And hi, if we're meeting for the first time, my name is Will Humphreys, and here on the channel, The Ties That Bind, we make videos every week to help make temple and family history work easier and more engaging. And so if you could do me the favor and click that red button that says subscribe there, that is a huge support to this channel because it allows me to continue making videos like these for you. So let's get right over into sharing my screen to show you the 3 tips. So I've already logged into my Church of Jesus Christ .org account. As you guys know by now, Arizona is my state and Gilbert is our temple. So I'm going to select this temple to start scheduling. Now, there are 3 things I want you to know. First of all, that when you're going to reserve baptisms for the dead, the first thing that pops up is the number of people who are going to be attending or patrons. And so what you want to do, if you can, is keep the group size smaller. Now listen, that's not always ideal, and don't let that deter you from trying to get your whole family or maybe a youth group together. But if you're just trying to get more consistent, doing smaller groups more frequently is going to be easier for the time being. So in this case, let's just say I have a small group going. And then we're going to look at the dates. So tip number 2, when it comes to the dates, there's 2 things I want you to remember. Now today is Sunday, so none of these are going to really show up in today's tutorial, but I do want to show you the calendar anyway. Is once you get down to this calendar, you can see that that white circle means there's no appointments available. So we're going to move forward and see when there are. Looks like there's 3 here in April, and then when it comes to May, there's a whole lot more. Now, sometimes that can be misleading. It looks like there's plenty of dates, and then there's June. So let's go the furthest out possible to see what we can find. If we click out there, look how much space there is already. So planning ahead is a huge tool. And the best way to plan ahead is by logging in the first of each month. That is when the temple releases the dates. So June was just released in March in this case. March 1st was when June was released. So knowing that when those dates become available help you plan ahead. You know, gone are the days of us being able to just go down and show up. This is actually nice in my opinion because it's forcing us to calendar these things that are so important. So even though it's a hassle, it does actually help us get a better experience because we have time to get our own names, to look and do our own family history. So on the first of the month, make sure you go ahead and start planning in the subsequent months. Now, that isn't always going to be the case. You're going to want to have opportunities just to go for the sake of going. And so the 3rd and final tip, which was taught to me from our state presidency, a wonderful group of people, is you go into, looks like my camera just turned on. What you do is you go into the most recent dates coming up and look for cancellations. So this is very common. People all the time will schedule in advance because they have to, and then life happens and they have to cancel that appointment. Well, their loss can be your gain. So in this case, you want to go in the days before, sometimes the night before is best, to get in and schedule your time at the temple. If you do that, you'll be able to even have same week or same day appointments. Now, obviously, the times that are going to be more available are going to tend to be in the middle of the day if you're planning ahead. But if you do it the night before, you'll get lucky more frequently than you would think and find times to be able to take your family or friends or church group to the temple. So that is it. Those are the quick tips that we learned from our state presidency, and I just wanted to share that with you guys so that you could have a better chance of getting into the temple and experience those blessings. Guys, what other videos would you like to see? Please put those in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching. Until next time.